We take it for granted that the content of our mind is secret, private, and unknowable. Or at least that's what most people like to think. For the next few moments, we will choose to think differently. And our exploration will begin with you and you. Both of you stand up, make your way to up here, take a seat, and they will go crazy. Up you come, make them welcome. Take a seat, take a seat, take a seat. Our exploration begins with some familiar, ordinary, but magical objects, books. I'm going to ask each of you in a moment to open up the book to any page you would like. Any page you would like. Wait until I'm not here, because if you open it when I'm really close, skeptical people, like that man right there, say things like, oh, well, yeah, obviously you were just reading over his shoulder. So in a moment, when I'm forward, each of you open up the book to any page you would like and read the first paragraph silently to yourself. Get a really good idea of whatever happens to be going on at that exact random point in these stories. Once you're confident that you have an idea of what's happening, just the first paragraph or so, mark your page so we can find it again. A bookmark for you and one for you. Off you go. There really is nothing special about these books, aside from the fact that they both come from kind of umbrella genres of literature. There's a gritty crime novel and there's a kind of horror novel. The reason for this is simple. Think back to the last time you saw a horror film. I guarantee, even if as you were watching the movie, you thought to yourself, this is cheesy. Later that night, just as you were falling asleep, something from that movie snapped back into your mind. The more evocative, the more powerful the content, the easier it is with tests of telepathy. I hope both of you have had enough time to lock an idea in your mind. If I was to turn around right now, would those books be closed with the bookmark in? Yes. They would. I'd like to begin with you. Please leave your book at your chair, but bring your brain right here. So take a moment just to relax. Take a nice deep breath of air in, and then let it out. Nice deep breath of air in, and then let it out. Turn and face me. Take my hands. I would like you to take a moment to think about whatever it is that you picked in the book, whatever happens to be going on in the story at that point. In fact, go ahead and close your eyes. I won't embarrass you, I promise. And I want you to imagine that whatever is happening in the story is no longer fiction, but it's reality. I want you to imagine that it's not just reality, but it is your personal reality. Imagine it's happening to you right here, right now. Put yourself inside of the story. Oh, you can open up your eyes. That's horrible. That's horrible. Not you, you're lovely, but that's horrible. So the first feeling I had here, it begins in my legs, actually. It begins in my legs, and it's a feeling that I need to move, away from whatever is happening in this scenario, but there's something that's stopping me from moving. That's the very first instinct here, and it's fear. It's mixed with fear as well. But the feeling is that I need to move my legs, and I cannot move my legs. And then the next feeling is in my arms. In fact, everybody can feel exactly what I just felt. Take one arm and put it out in front of you like this. Take your other arm and squeeze your wrists as hard as you can. Stop before it bruises, and then let go. That feeling of being restricted on the wrists, that was the second feeling, but that isn't the worst part of this. The worst part of this is right here in my chest. It's this feeling of needing to breathe, but I'm out of breath. And the more I try and catch my breath, the more difficult it becomes for me to breathe. And I keep thinking, in fact, everybody right now, stop breathing. Very soon, a thought will enter your mind, and it will be, I need to breathe. Imagine knowing that you couldn't. Everybody breathe. At that moment, that exact moment where you felt that panic, right? I need to breathe. Imagine if you couldn't. That was the feeling I had, that I need oxygen, but for some reason, I'm not able to continue breathing. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being completely terrible, you should get a new job, and 10 being so incredibly accurate, they should not clap, they should build a statue in my honor. How accurate was I?
10.
10?
Yeah.
Really? 10? 10. Okay. I'll be honest with you, that is kind of a joke. I won't start. If you want to build a statue, go ahead, right? But I didn't really mean that. I wouldn't normally get a 10 this quickly in this process. Normally it's a 6, a 5 or a 6 is what I'm aiming for, what I'm happy with. A 10, I think you're just being very nice to me. Will you show me what it is that you picked? Will you grab the book, open it up to your bookmark, and just point out what you picked? This bit here? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I know. That's why I said 10.
And she's not wrong. That is a 10. So I said that I felt like I couldn't move my legs and I couldn't move my arms. You all felt that feeling of being restricted, right? That's that pressure around your wrists. And then I said that I felt like I couldn't breathe. And just for, the skeptics, I should point out that this isn't a book that just has the same page printed over and over again. Every page is different, yes? Mm-hmm. This is what you picked from an entire book. I couldn't move my arms, I couldn't move my legs, I felt like I couldn't breathe. I'll read it. You make sure I don't change it or make anything up. I'll start here. They told us that Joanna had been found with her arms and legs bound with tape. She had been found in the lake, her lungs full of water. She had put up a fight, but this water was her end. That is a 10 in my book.
Yes.
Thank you so much. You can return to your seat. Leave your book on your chair, but bring your brain right here. Nice deep breath of air in and then let it out. One more time, in and out. Close your eyes and put yourself inside of the story. Imagine it's no longer fiction, it's reality. Imagine it's reality that is happening to you right here, right now. Okay, open up your eyes and face the front for a second. I have a question for you, and the question is, do you play instruments? Are you a musician? No. The reason I ask that question is different people think in different ways. With you, you're quite an emotional thinker. The sort of person that, might have an emotional breakdown in public for no reason whatsoever. Very emotional in the way you think. Some people think in pictures, very visual thinkers, but with you, it's not pictures and it's not emotions, not feelings. With you, what I connect with is sound. And in the past, I found this to be really common with musicians. They literally think in sound. This is a problem for me because my job is to take what's up there and put it out there. And a sound is very hard. It's hard for me to hold on to. So I want you to go back inside the story, close your eyes, focus your mind on the story. Imagine it's no longer fiction, but it's reality. Imagine it's happening to you. But now inside of your imagination, turn up the volume. Listen to what is happening around you in this moment. Make it loud by turning up the volume in your mind. Ha. Ha ha. Okay, so this is either going to be the best thing that happens to me for the next 6 or 7 months, or it's going to be an absolute failure. There's no two ways about this, because I think I've got it. Face that way, close your eyes, but open your ears, keep listening. I did this when I was a child, and if this works, it's the kind of thing we'll talk about in the years to come. I did it in a music lesson, and it's, okay, so keep your ears open, listen to what happens. Follow my instructions. Everybody over here, do this. Everybody over here, do this. The next row, do this. Over here on this side, do this. You guys, keep doing this. Right here, do this. At the very back, do this. Right here, do this. Right at the back, keep doing this. This line here, do this. Now, everybody here, switch to this. And everybody, bring the volume up. Make it loud, and listen. And stop. Sounds like rain. Open up your eyes. Yes or no? Was that the exact sound? The exact sound that was in your head? What was it?
Sleet, hail, rain. Yeah.
Wow.
There it is, the exact sound. You can go back. Thank you so much for your help. Thank you. So I've been watching you, and I'm not sure I like what I see. Because you're sat there thinking, yeah, but those two, they're just actors. They're just playing along. They just travel with him to the middle of Italy in a monastery. You're not playing along, no? You're not acting, no. Which of course is exactly what somebody would say if they were playing along and acting. So for you, we need to do something personal. We need to give you something that you know is real. So which one of the books would you prefer? Do remember that whichever one of the books you choose will inform everybody in the room about you. Which one of the books would you prefer?
Can I know more about it?
In this instance, you must judge the book by its cover.
I'll take one.
The Legacy. Okay, that's a nice looking book. I haven't read it. Go and open the book for me. And you can open it to any page. And if you're not comfortable with that page, switch to another page. Once you're on a page, just look over the page until you find an interesting word. Go for a nice, long, challenging word, not an and, an or, an if, or a but, because those skeptical types like to say, yeah, but everybody picks those words. Use this as an opportunity to really show off your Scrabble prowess. Don't tell me your word, but when you have a word, just nice and clear, say the word yes.
Yes.
And I would like you to focus your mind precisely on just the word, nothing else, just that word. Nice deep breath of air in, and then let it out. So the first feeling here is you're a visual thinker, you think in pictures, yes? Photography or an artist is probably part of your life, certainly the idea of composing imagery. Is this correct? You're such a strong visual thinker that it had to be that way. Do this inside of your mind, not out loud, but inside of your mind. Think about, go maybe towards the middle of the word, but think about one letter. Oh, you just thought about one letter and then you changed your mind to a different one, correct?
Yeah.
But what makes you so interesting is that you then switched back to the very first one, correct? Yes. You went from one, you came back. And those were a straight line, all straight lines. It's either an M or a W. I'm not sure which one yet, but just yes or no, don't tell me which. It's one of those. It's one of those, an M or a W, yes? Yeah, so it's one of those. Everybody, look at this man. Forget the rest of the word, just focus on the very first letter. Just the very first letter. Take a nice deep breath of air in. Everybody, take a nice deep breath of air in, and in a moment when you let it leave your body, look at him and ask yourself, what is that letter? Go, look at him, allow a letter to form in your own intuition. Very good. What was the letter? Did anybody get N? 2, 3. You didn't. No, not as easy as it looks, is it? So just focus on the word. I sort of regret doing this now. So you're a visual thinker, absolutely all about images. And right now, honestly, I feel like if I had 6 or 7 weeks, I'd get this. But I don't, so I'm going to go with what comes into my mind in this moment, and hopefully we'll make sense of it. So It's just images is kind of all I see. The first image is like this. Something like that. It's the image that I see. But that's not it. That's not it. Okay. Maybe this is too simple, I don't know, but these are the two images that come into my head. Hopefully, at least one of them is close. In a nice, clear voice, what was the word?
Newspaper.
You did a fantastic job. I asked you to pick a nice, long, interesting word. You did exactly that thing. Newspaper man. You're such a visual thinker. You picked one word with two ideas, two images. Two ideas explains two images. You see, because the first image that I got was the newspaper, and then the second image I got was the man. Newspaper man. And that's it. Thank you very much.